Alright, so today we're just going to be shading this really basic blue shirt. Alright, so right now I'm just trying to find the perfect shading color for it. Typically it's going to be like between 10 and 20, 30 maybe sometimes shades away from where this is in terms of like darkness. Alright, so right now I'm just going to go in on these edges and I'm just going to kind of draw lines down them, and then I'm going to blur this out, and it just going to look so pretty. It really helps add character to the entire thing. Alright, so I'm going to go into my blurs and use my Gaussian blur. Just kind of expand that radius some. You can kind of play with this as much as you'd like to figure out like how much of a Gaussian blur you'd like, and then you're just going to go in and, you know, edit it. Make it pretty. Alright, so in this lesson you're going to be shown my way of shading. My way of shading is not everybody's way of shading, and I acknowledge that. If you do not enjoy my way of shading, that is perfectly fine. I can always find videos or anything like that to help you find a shading technique that you yourself enjoy. But this is just my shading technique. I personally do not enjoy the whole like box shading, and that's it. I mean, box shading is fine, just it needs other stuff too. So I'm just going to go in with these lines where I think like those would be kind of, if that makes sense, or like any kind of texture really. I'm going to just speed this part of the video up so you don't have to like sit and watch me do this forever. By the way, this is at like 3 times speed, just so you know. So what might look painfully slow for you was extremely painfully slow for me. Yeah. Right, so over here, just the arms, I tend to shade like this just because I feel like it makes it more realistic. And then I'm going to go Tools, Smudge, which this is a Paint.net plugin, but most places have this without needing a plugin. For this tutorial, I'm obviously using Paint.net. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to just kind of smudge out how I like it. I personally like kind of blend it together a little bit, if that makes sense, because I feel like it makes it look a little bit more seamless. You'll see more of this on this side over here. Alright, and I sped this up once again to go a lot faster. I tend to take a while on my shading because I need it to like actually look decent, and sometimes, you know, I don't really like my shading, so that's why I have to do it over and over and over again. I luckily was okay with my shading this time around, so we're just gonna go in and we're gonna just, you know, swirl it around. That's basically what you're doing. Right, and then we hit the OK button, and then I'm just gonna make it pretty by like cleaning up those edges, because obviously we don't like those edges. By the way, the reason I didn't shade the entirety of this is just so you can see how it looks with just like the horizontal shading versus like the entire shading. So now I did a little oopsies, and I accidentally like this highlight layer that I'm about to put on the wrong layer. So you're about to watch that happen and probably laugh at me for it, but that's okay because it happens. It happens to the best of us. I'm actually not 100% sure what I did to get out. Oh, I see what I did. I forgot that. Go back to that layer. Alright, well, this is the part where I mess up horribly. I have to go back in and fix it. So, luckily, whenever I go to the smudge area, I realize that takes a minute. So. And yes, mistakes are totally normal for me. So, don't stress it if you make a million mistakes. And as you can see right here is where I notice and I say, oh no, I made a horrible, horrible mistake. I go and I change it all back. And now I go back in and I put highlight wherever the heck I want. And I'm going to shade this out. Sometimes I put highlights, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it just kind of naturally shows its own highlight, so I don't feel like doing it, to be honest. Because highlighting is kind of a hassle. Alright, now I'm going to go to Effects, Tools, and Smudge, and I'm just going to really quickly smudge this out. And if you want to set the background to something other than like the transparent thing, you right click and then you put whatever background you feel like. Right, and so I'm going in and I am smudging my little heart out. This part I did not speed up because I'm stupid, and that is perfectly alright. you guys ever have any questions about anything design related, feel free to ask me. I'm helping you. If I don't know the answer, well, I'll find somebody who does and let you know. Alright, so now I hit the OK button, and we are officially done. Well, not officially, we have to change the opacity, but then we're done. I think it looks super pretty, super cute, and you can tell the difference between the two shadings, so you can see what it looks like with this like major little shading thing versus like without that much shading. And ask me if you have any questions, and that'll be it today.